hate to start off with a tough subject, sad subject, but Coach was just telling us about Jordan Wilson. It seemed like we spoke to him last week, and he just seemed to be a really sharp, focused, determined guy. How well has he been playing, and how big of a loss is that going into preseason?
He had, the first few practices that we had him in, he had done really well. Was really physical at the point of attack in the run game, and did a good job in the pass game. So that was a guy that we were obviously bringing in to compete with our other guys and hopefully bring some veteran experience. Being that we don't have a lot of experience, Cam being the only guy that has some significant time, so we wanted to get another guy with that, but that's the game, and Jordan's done a great job handling his injury and his situation, and so we'll get him rehabbed and get him going.
Next question will be from Pat Burnham with the Osceola.
Hey, Coach, hope you're well.
Good.
Just got a quick question on the development of the young guys, Black Rector, obviously part of both, right? And then also, you're working in concert with Coach Atkins on the offensive line. Can you talk a little bit about the development you've seen of that group as well?
Of the offensive line?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, those guys are, I think they're coming along really well. They're determined, and they're focused on just getting better with each rep. We've had them in camp for a little over a week, and you've already you can already see a lot of progress with those guys, and I think there's a lot of athleticism in that group. There's a lot of intelligence, a lot of the things that you look for in a group of offensive linemen, and really just like the rest of our team, they just need reps. I mean, just like my group, they're very much the same way. They just need the repetition that we didn't get in the spring. We're making up for that now, and I think the progress that you see is there. It's I think at both offensive line and the tight end position, I think you're asking guys to do probably a little bit more than just the average offense, and so there's some extra things that I think both positions are trying to tie in, and but the progress with the offensive line group, I think, has been really good.
Coach, also just following up on one of the things that Coach Norvell was talking about was the need for players to bring the intensity and toughness day in and day out, and sounds like this is kind of the first opportunity you guys are getting to see these players go through that process since spring was cut short. What's the key? You've been a part of a lot of programs. Like, what's the key to kind of unlocking that for a new team?
I think just number one, just physical conditioning. I think the if the body starts to go, then the mind. I mean, you Coach Storms and his staff did a great job of getting them to the point, that you could get them ready for camp, considering, all things considered, that it really was not a normal summer based on what we're all used to over the last 4 or 5 years, and just with the way it was. So, I think that's what all these guys are working through, is just getting in great physical shape. I think Saturday, I think they showed that they had progressed quite a bit in that way, and I think today offensively, I think there might have been a little bit of a letdown in that, and we can't let them do that, so it's just a matter of gaining consistency. It's like I told my group at the end, you can't come out and be solid on Saturday and then not as good on Monday from a mental focus standpoint. And so we just got to keep pushing them in those ways, and they got to keep rising up to the task. But that's a process that I think every team goes through.
Next question will be Burlington from 0247.
Hey, Chris.
How you doing?
Good, thanks. So, Coach Norvell spoke really highly of Cam McDonald, I think a few days ago, and talked about what he's done this offseason. I guess, what have you seen from Cam to kind of prepare himself physically for an increased role? And then, two, what have you seen from him so far in training
Well, going back to January, preparing himself physically, I think he, did a great job in the weight room with the strength staff, and then was really probably gained a little bit too much going into spring, and I think as he came back in the summer, I think he's finding what the ideal body weight is for him, at least at this stage in his career. And I think he's done a really good job. He's got some natural route running ability, but I think where he knows that he's not as natural as an inline blocker. He has the natural tools to do it. It's just not as comfortable to him. But he's worked really hard at being a better inline blocker and doing the things that it takes with our system. And he actually, with the exception of a couple plays on Saturday, was pretty solid in the inline game and understanding what he's got to do. So he's working hard at becoming a good, well-rounded tight end. And we just ask him to do so much that there's, in their alignments, that there are a lot of different things that they have to understand with blocking angles, whether they're split out or whether they're attached, and some of the different things. So he's done a really good job of it. I think the sky's the limit for him. I stay on him and push him hard because I think he can be great. And he's just gotta keep coming to work every day and working at what he's doing.
Next question will be as how many members from your camp?
Okay.
Coach, there seems to be such like a diversity of age, I guess, in your group with guys that have changed positions and have done the tight end spot their whole lives. I mean, the multiplicity that you guys run, do they embrace sort of that challenge, or is it kind of a foreign concept that they're being asked to do so many different things in, I guess, conventional tight end?
No, they embrace it. I think every day we come in, really, there's more volume of information that there's really never a day where you can get comfortable. And if you're a guy that likes to just be comfortable, then it's not a position in this system that you want to play. Just like today, there was 3 or 4 different formation variations that they've got to know where to line up. So there's always a good amount of information that's new to them when we're installing the offense. So, but they've done a great job. The thing with all these guys, they're very smart, and so they want to be challenged mentally. And so when you come in and present new information, it's a little overwhelming at first, but they want that. They don't want to just be. They're starting to understand the why we do all that, why we ask you to line up in different spots and execute different techniques. So they've embraced it. I think they enjoy it, and I think they saw Saturday how the offense can run and some of the different things we do with them, and not just catching the ball but blocking. So I think they're embracing it and starting to understand how they fit.
Go back to Pat Burning from
Hey, Coach, with Jordan being hurt and obviously a little bit more emphasis on the development of Carter and Wyatt, can you talk a little bit about those two guys?
Yeah, Wyatt, with all the stuff that I just talked about, everything is pretty much new to him every day just because he's played quarterback, and everything is so different. There are some tie-ins from playing quarterback just in the route game and stuff, but a lot of the blocking is different for him. So he's learning angles and leverage, and if the ball's inside. What a lot of people don't understand about either playing offensive line or playing the tight end position is it's one of the few times in sports where your back is to the ball. And so when your back is to the ball and you can't see the ball, you have to know where the ball is going. And so that dictates the leverage of a lot of your blocks. And so he's understanding that more and more. Carter, the same thing. Carter's got a little bit more experience of playing the position. He's a little more comfortable with some of those things, but just the consistency day to day, which is a challenge for any freshman. The consistency of coming out every day and just getting better and better at what you do. But both those guys excited about what they bring every day and the approach that they take.
Next will be Preston from Moles 247.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about Preston Daniel, how he ended up in the program and what he thinks of the position?
Yeah, he's from Memphis, so Coach Norvell Coach Dillingham, Coach Tokars, all those guys, Coach Cooper, Coach Cooper Williamson, they all have a lot of ties to that school that Preston was at. In fact, we dropped by there in January when we were recruiting in that area, so I actually got to go to this school myself, and there's some real close relationships, and I think they they really pushed Preston as a guy they thought could play at this level, and so the opportunity was there for Preston, and he's really surprised us a lot, to be honest. Like, he's still learning a lot about just our offense, but he's one of the more composed, intelligent kids that I've been around in terms of knowing where to line up, knowing different leverage points and stuff like that are not really natural to some freshmen. He's done a great job of just learning the system, and now he's just got to play faster. He's got to get used to the speed of the college game and the physicality of the college game, but he's a guy we're really excited about and has done some really good things in camp.
Last one, we'll go back to Ira for more chance.
Coach, now that you've had more time to work, well, I guess 8 months now on this offensive staff, I know some of you guys have worked together before, but there's a couple of new pieces to you. How you've got guys that have been head coaches and offense coordinators and obviously long-time position coaches. How much do you enjoy being on this offensive staff?
I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, I knew from Arizona State what I was getting with Coach Dillingham and obviously Coach Norvell. Knew both those guys. Had always heard about Coach Johnson from the guys at Memphis. Never really got to work with him. And then Coach Dugans and Coach Atkins are the two guys that were, that I didn't really know as well. But the chemistry of the group has been really, really good. You got a lot of guys all those guys are very professional. They understand the system and what we're trying to get accomplished. So, and that's not always the case. I've been on staffs where people are pulling different directions and you have different agendas, and it's just not the case with our group. I've been really enjoyed working with these guys to this point, and excited about what we can do this year with the players that we've got. I think with the coaching staff that we've got, the group of players that we have, I think we can put a good product on the field, and so I'm excited about the group we're working with. It's been really good so far.